Hey everybody, it's Dice from Tap and Die Toys, here to talk to you today about everything going on with Toy Story 5 and everything that you need to know. To start, let's begin at the very beginning. Once Toy Story 4 came out in 2019, it was a box office smash, but it did not land well with its consumers and fans of the franchise. Some people thought that Woody should have stayed with the group, that he should have kept his voice box instead of having it brutally ripped out of his back. But once the movie was done and over with, we all took a breather and we were like, okay, it's done. Yay. But now we have the news of Toy Story 5. 4 years later, in February of 2023, CEO of Disney, Bob Iger, during a Q1 earnings call statement, announced that Toy Story 5 was in the works. At the same time, we also got a release date for the fifth installment of the franchise for June 19th of 2026. And this was really exciting. And my phone started blowing up and everyone was like, yay, Toy Story 5 is coming out. And I was like, finally, maybe this fifth and final installment can fix everything that this movie did. But with that being said, in the same month, that February of 2023, we ended up getting a post from Tim Allen online that confirmed Woody coming back and Tom Hanks voicing him, saying in such, "See you soon, Woody. You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity. And off we go to number 5, to infinity and beyond." Now, the next news we got about that film isn't for over a year and a half later in November of 2024 when D23 Brazil was going on. And in that, we got the official announcement of Toy Story 5 and what it's about. And the hype was there for toys versus tech. And we also got the news that a rogue army of Buzz Lightyears was going to be coming out. And this is kind of cool. It reminds me of Toy Story 2 with the utility belt Buzz scene kind of thing. But I think they can really make it work, especially since at this point in the franchise, Buzz is a vintage toy. He's from the 90s, and he's all grown up. And as we know with actual Toy Story toys in real life, the value shoots up. So, with all that in mind, I think that these Anniversary Edition Buzzes would be really, really cool as a type of villain. But I'm hoping that this isn't just the only tech they're fighting. The D23 Brazil event also gave us a lot more insight onto the film and how it was going to work. They told us about the producers, they told us about the director, and the director is a very well-known name that if you're a fan of Toy Story, or Pixar in general, you should know. His name is Andrew Stanton, and Andrew Stanton worked on every single Toy Story film up to this point, except I think for 4. And he helped create the storylines, he helped develop the characters, and gave us the franchise we all know and love. And this really gave me hope for the entire franchise and what we could see in this fifth and final installment. Now, this D23 event had a lot going on, and it really gave Toy Story and Pixar fans a huge look into the film. Beyond the director, beyond other storylines that may be happening, we got a teaser trailer. Now, this teaser trailer was somewhat disheartening, but it was exciting at first. We had an alien pull up the screen, being dangled by the claw, and Woody, Buzz, and Jessie each took turns running up to the screen and saying hello. And it got you in the mood that, yes, we're going to have these characters back. And then we realized that they were just the lock screens for the Apple Watch. And then it just became a bit disheartening, but I'm still hopeful for this film. One other key element that came out is this one really awesome piece of concept art. There's 2 pieces in total, but this piece I feel is much more important. And it's Bonnie sitting under a blanket as her toys watch. And these toys aren't just Bonnie's toys, it's the toys we know. It's Buzz, it's Jessie, it's Bullseye, Rex, and most importantly, Woody. And yeah, Forky's there too. But Woody is here. And in Toy Story 4, we left Woody behind, so why the hell is he back? I don't care why he's back, but I hope they work it into the story well, because he's my number 1 character, Woody is the man, and I hope they work him into the storyline without forcing it too hard. Now, by the looks on all these toys' faces, we can see how disheartened they are by Bonnie using this technology. Now, we can see her using an iPad or a tablet of some kind, and yeah, the last time we saw Bonnie, she was in kindergarten. By now, she could be in first or second grade, and in this modern world, it's a staple for kids to use tech to learn, or to just play games or do whatever. So is Bonnie leaving her toys behind for this tech? And does this tech somehow relate back to those 50 anniversary buzzes we saw? Now, the other piece of art I want to talk about is the Buzz Lightyear concept art. And no, it's not the one where they're all marching up to the screen and have a red laser. It's the one where they're on a shipping container. And you really have to look close at this piece for it to make sense. Now, when looking at this piece of concept art, I was like, great, it's Buzz's standing on a mound of something. I wasn't really thinking about it. And then it clicked. There's an open shipping container and they're on a beach, meaning that these rogue Buzz Lightyears could not even be Anniversary Edition Buzz Lightyears. They could just be normal Buzz Lightyears. Like, does anybody remember that story from when all those Garfield phones dumped in a shipping crate and they start washing up on shore? What if these Buzz Lightyears began washing up on shore like this concept art is saying, and they're coming to life because we're in the Toy Story world? I think this leaves some really open, great possibilities, and I am interested to see more interactions like the utility belt Buzz gave us in Toy Story 2. Now, we haven't gotten any Toy Story 5 updates for quite a while, until Tim Allen decided to go on Good Morning America advertising his brand new show on ABC. Now, he started talking about Toy Story 5 and said, well, they didn't tell me I couldn't. And he dropped a little hint about Jessie, our favorite cowgirl, and said that Jessie's got troubles. Now, what this means, I don't know. I have no clue what this could mean if Jessie has to choose between Woody or Buzz. Jessie is obviously now probably Bonnie's most favorite toy next to that stupid spork. And I think this leaves some interesting possibilities of how this could take place. Now, one of my fears for this film is that now they have these rogue Buzz Lightyears. They have Woody being roped back. Does this mean that Bo Peep's coming back? They have Jessie being in some sort of trouble, and now it's starting to feel like a bit of a hodgepodge, especially once you throw in toys versus tech. It's like, how many films are they trying to combine into one? But as I keep saying, I'm still keeping hope. Now, as of March of 2025, which is this month when I'm recording all of this, the producer of Toy Story 5, Just Choi Smith, made a post on Instagram of people watching a screen in which the Toy Story 5 logo is on it. Now, we don't know if this means that the fifth film is fully completed and they're ready to gear up marketing, or if this is just a test run of the film, of a first screening that we're seeing that people have just watched. Either way, it's good to know that the film is in the works, one way or another, and that there's progress. Now, knowing what we know about Toy Story 4, the trailer for Toy Story 4, or at least its major teasers where we got Bunny and Ducky, didn't come out till almost 7 months before the film did. And since this film comes out in June of 2026, we can expect to get a trailer probably sometime in October or November, which is still quite a few months away. Regardless, I think we still have some stuff to look forward to, including more drops from people perhaps like Tim Allen, and merchandise. Now, we have seen a lot of 30th anniversary merchandise so far, which has been great, and I'm praying that they do not recycle this same merch for Toy Story 5, like Mattel started to do and Thinkway started to do with Toy Story 4. But, with all this in mind, I have a lot of hope for this franchise and the merchandise that may come out. In the past, we've had Thinkway Toys, which was the leading toy company when it came to Toy Story. They gave us the Toy Story collection toys. They gave us the OG Toy Story toys. They gave us everything we really needed as collectors. Now, with this in mind, Thinkway Toys is now out of business, and Mattel holds the sole license to the Toy Story marketing line besides the Disney Store. So hopefully we get some cool dolls besides just the basic Woodies and Buzzes and stuff like that. Now, lastly, I want to just talk about the film itself. I think that it got a lot going on for it. I think that if you have Andrew Stanton as the director, you're gonna have a lot of people ready and waiting to watch this film to begin with. I am glad they didn't just directly put the golden boy Pete Docter on the film, but I am glad that they are going this new kind of route. I'm glad they're bringing Woody back. I'm glad they're trying to stay true to the Toy Story line with these buzzes. But there's just a lot of I don't knows about the film, and I think that's where I'm starting to have problems. Now, Toy Story 4, I know it's controversial. You either love it or you hate it. Personally, I hated it when it came out. I left the theater and I was so upset I wanted to sell off my entire collection. But as time has gone on, I've come to appreciate the film more, though its director is an idiot. So, I think that Toy Story 5 could be a fix to 4. And if you love Toy Story 4, Toy Story 5 might be that cap cutoff of, yay, this whole franchise is rounded out and done. Because honestly, a lot of actors have passed away. Mr. Potato Head, Mrs. Potato Head, Sarge, Slinkies. It's, people, the film is 30 years old, people. It needs something. In conclusion, love it or hate it, Toy Story 5 is coming out June 19th of 2026. We got a lot to look forward to and a lot to be skeptical of. But if it's anything like this new Shrek, then I'm probably not going to watch it, collection and all. But I have hopes. I have high hopes for this film. So Pixar, Andrew Stanton, please do not mess this up for us. Anyways, thank you for watching. If there's any more updates, we'll be sure to keep you updated on them. And remember to tap and die that like button. Take care.
Finally!